We have made a lover outfit and 2 Evermore outfits. Oh, and a Torture Poets Department outfit, which was the red one, technically. I think I want to make one for every era. And today's Reputation, we are doing, I guess, in honor of it being reclaimed, the Look What You Made Me Do music video, the one when she is standing on the pile herself. I feel like it won't take too long. And I don't have any fur, so I can't make the sleeves yet because fur is so expensive. It's faux fur, so it's not even real fur, but it's $100 a meter. But I'm gonna get this done today, hopefully, at least cut out. So to make this bodysuit, I decided to grab a pair of my tights and a long sleeve mock neck top, and I just used them to guess, I don't really know, to be my pattern. I sort of just made them my pattern and it worked. The only thing I did though to change them was I made the armhole a little bigger and I tried to make the waist a little longer as well. And I just made it a little extra long as well, just in case at the bottom. I think it's gonna work. I don't know how I'm gonna get it on. I haven't really thought about that part. How do you get it on? I could do a zip in the back. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna do my back piece in 2. To do the back piece in 2, we just give a little extra seam allowance and make it a bit bigger. I did make it a bit longer as well. I've actually got no idea why I made it bigger. You know what is actually crazy? I only just the other day understood the why did the chicken cross the road joke. It baffled me. And also, oh my god, that vine where it's like road work ahead, I sure hope it does. It's because they're hoping the road works. But what we're doing right now is we're pinning this whole thing together and then overlocking it together, because who can be bothered to actually sew it together and then finish the seams? Just overlock it and then it's kind of doing both at the same time. But I really wanted this to be a quick project, which it didn't end up being. I've really been wanting to get into like streaming on Twitch. If that's something you guys would watch, let me know, because I want to do it. Play some games, play some Minecraft. I don't know, any games. I want to try Peak, but I don't know who I would play it with. Also, I don't know who I would stream with. I feel like it's funner with friends. Here we have the creation. Let's jump into it. This actually fits so well. What the heck? The only thing is, because there's no stretch this way, I wish there was like a little stretch that way. It's sort of pulling in the crotch, but apart from that, perfect. This is now location number 3. Oh, it's a little dark in here. It's only dark in here because it's just dark in here. It's going good. I'm gonna pin the leg holes to where I want them to sit on my body. Okay, so this is kind of as bright as I can make it without it looking too weird. It looks green now, at least from like the camera. It looks green, so I'm sorry if it's green. The main goal here is only cut the seam allowance off. Sorry, I'm just gonna cut both. There we go. Back part. So we're using a twin needle for this. It's a stretch twin needle because this is stretch fabric. And before I started sewing this, I tried to change my bobbin tension. The bottom of a twin needle does a zigzag stitch when the top does 2 straight stitches. That makes it be able to stretch. I searched up a tutorial on how to change my bobbin tension, and turns out my sewing machine can't actually do it. It probably can, and I just couldn't see it. I found so much glitter and dust inside my sewing machine and I really need to clean it out. I still haven't done it and I filmed that 3 weeks ago. But moral of the story, I didn't end up changing my bobbin tension, which did make my twin needle hem a little funky. Okay guys, it's finally time to get back at making this Reputation outfit. It is taking me so long, but I finally found some fur, which is in this bag. I don't really want to take it out because it's just going to put fur everywhere, because that's what it does when you cut it. I've had it in this bag since I bought it, which was now a couple of weeks ago. And it was good because it was on sale, and I ended up getting the cheaper fur because fur is really expensive. It's faux fur, it's not real, so it's like plastic, but it's still really expensive. And I looked everywhere. I really wanted to get some secondhand, either faux fur or real fur, just because that's more of like an ethical way to do it. But I couldn't find any. I love the color. It's like charcoal, that's the color it's called. But it's not black, which is what we need. So I did buy some dye, and you also have to dye it in like boiling water or hot water. You can't put faux fur in hot water. We're gonna have to experiment and we're gonna hope it dies. Alright, so we need a pattern before we cut out this gorgeous fur. We have to measure the armhole we made to work out the sleeve size. Don't worry guys, if you're thinking, oh no, I did something bad. Don't worry, it's not endgame. We make a mock-up or a toile first. This fabric is delicate and kind of expensive, so don't blame me. Sleeve. Look what this fur made me do. I put it on Willow and she looked straight out of Game of Thrones with her fur dress on. Willow really is just the queen of my heart. Also, warning, if you're thinking of making something out of fur, or faux fur in this case, call it what you want, it sheds like crazy. Honestly, this is why we can't have nice things. So it goes, we've cut out the fur and now we have a sleeve. This fit is going to be so gorgeous. I could wear it on New Year's Day. I apologize for the sentences that I just said, that whole entire thing. But next we're gonna attempt to dye this fur. These are all the things I used, and you have to wet the fabric first, and it looked like a wet rat. I'm doing a test dye just to see if it works or not. We have this was the first one I did, which was the dye. All it did was change the direction of the fur and it all just washed out. Next I did a acrylic paint mixed with a bunch of water. It does go a bit gray when you brush it out, but it's fine. Next I decided to do ink. It's like printer ink. It's good, just when you touch it, get black ink all over your hands, it never dried. And when it gets wet, it comes out. Painty, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. Painty, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so we now have the fun task of painting all this fur. And it looks so fast in this time lapse, but it took me a really long time because I was doing it really watered down and I wanted it black. So the water like unsaturated the paint, but I wanted the paint to be saturated, so I had to just keep going over it. First thing I did was paint it all facing the way it goes and painted it that way. Then I brushed it the wrong direction and then painted it all in that way so I could get it in the little crevices and gaps between the fur, which I tried my best. You can still kind of see the original color of the fur. And then I just brushed it all out again just to have it going the right direction. You don't want it to dry in its like matted state, otherwise it will look like that. And then once it is dry, you have to brush it again just to get any extra little flakes out. Next thing we're going to do is the collar, or the mock neck part, turtleneck thing. We're doing it out of the velvet material. I sort of just measured the neck hole and then measured that onto fabric. It's quite easy actually to do it. Although with the neck part, you do want to make it so it comes in as a triangle. You want to sew it as a triangle on the corners just because your neck tapers, your neck's smaller than the neck hole. So you want it to come closer to your neck. Otherwise you're going to have a gaping neck hole. Honestly, I feel like half the things I don't even, half the things I say don't even make any sense. So if you're trying to follow a tutorial, this is not the place. I have now attached the collar, the mock neck part, to it. And I'm really hoping it's good and it works because it's on there now and I've overlocked it on because I'm just overlocking the whole thing together because that's a lot easier. Oh, it's so cute. I've brushed them all out. They're all nice and soft now. They're a little crunchy still, but we can't get around that. So it's just gonna be what it's like. The room that I'm currently working in is a mess, and it's a mess because of me. This is what I'm dealing with at the moment. This is where I cut my fabric. I have Christmas fabric. We need to make another one of them because look how cute that is. It's so cute. I don't know how that song goes, but I'm thinking of that Sabrina Carpenter Christmas song that was in that Christmas thingy that she did that's like completely just auto-tune. That is what is stuck in my head at the moment and I don't know the lyrics. Anyway, sew the sleeve up, sew the side part, and then once it's sewn, because it's fur, it's got all the fur gets stuck in the seam, so you gotta pull it out, and I used a needle. It takes a while, but it's fun. Then I just cut the seam allowance off and I cut it too short so I couldn't overlock it, so I just did a cute little zigzag stitch to encase any loose bits, and also so that the seam didn't fall apart, because these sleeves took enough time and they're expensive. They need to stay together for like an eternity, and it feels like an eternity. You want to do the same thing when you attach the sleeve to the armhole, but I did make the sleeve a little bigger, which makes life so much easier as well because you don't have to do it exact, because for some reason my brain just can't comprehend an armhole sleeve pattern ratio, how to get them exact. So I did leave a little room for gathering, but that just made it look like a little bit puffy on the top as well, which was kind of cute. It looks kind of shoulder patty, but patty? Like a burger? Anyway, cut the seam allowance off and then zigzag that stuff again because we want it to be comfy. Alrighty, so today we're doing the final bits. We're going to be, I want to see if I can get the rep on the front because I know it says rep. I was going to rhinestone it because I have so many rhinestones. A massive Tupperware container full of just silver rhinestones. I was going to make the man jacket as well and I just didn't, so. But then I was thinking, I was like, these rhinestones, I don't know, maybe they're too big. Sequins. They're about the same size actually. This is gonna be gluing, which I think I still have glue. Gluing it might be easier actually. I might just do that because I can't be bothered. I'm gonna make a Christmas pillow. Because who doesn't want a Christmas pillow in August? Also, what do you think I do this? Black and blue. The font. I can't turn my iPad off. I don't understand. It does this all the time. Oh, I forgot to stuff the paper in before I zipped it up. Okay, I need paper in it. Alright, it's wrap time. We have to glue all of this stuff on, and I am no stranger to gluing rhinestones on because I did this when I made the Lover bodysuit, which I never did a video for because that was before I decided to post anything on YouTube. It takes a while. The annoying part about gluing rhinestones is you have to flip them all so the shiny part up, otherwise you can't grab them and stick them. You'll be sticking them upside down. This is like super speed mode you're seeing. Also, I decided not to fill in the letters. I just thought it might be a little too much. And it kind of looked good. It's like subtle, and you get the idea. Fun little sneak peek into what I'm making next. I'm doing something book related, which is really exciting. Also, the glue I'm using is E6000. If you're gonna use this glue, it's like really toxic and it smells bad. I'm doing it inside, but I do have the window open, which is right next to me. It still probably wasn't enough because I did get a headache from this. Now we make the gloves, which they're just rectangles. I just overlock them together, and then I was gonna do a little thumb hole, but I couldn't be bothered, so I didn't, and they still work, and you just like fold over the edges and sew them together. We've made it to the end. Time to jump in our getaway cars and dance with our hands tied.